Welcome to another installment of Inside Better Earth with co-founder and executive sales leader Andrew Zambetti. Zambo, what's up, man?
Hey, man.
How's the Bay treating you?
Dude, it's treating me great. I'm glad to be doing this. Me and Trace have been talking about this for a while, and every time we hop on the phone, it's about an hour goes by a mastermind, so hopefully it's just another one of those here.
Absolutely. Well, yeah, I've been talking to you about it for so long because, no one paints the vision and talks so highly like you can. I remember when I first got in, you're one of the first people I met in solar, and you ripped a 45-minute speech, and I think you were just coming off a torn ACL at the time.
Yeah.
That was the most inspiring speech of all time. I had just moved to California. It was like 3 days in, and I was like, oh my gosh, this guy's an absolute machine. So I've always looked up to you since I got into this industry, and I've learned so much from you, discipline, everything that you've kind of put into practice, and it's just incredible to see what you do on an everyday basis. You've now built probably the best team at Better Earth to date. Your guys are absolutely crushing it every single day, and I think that's just a testament to just the work ethic and discipline that really just kind of courses through you. It's just innate to you. But man, I've wanted to get you on some content forever.
It's an honor.
Just so we can talk and chop it up a bit, man.
It's an honor to hear you say that, man. And dude, just props to the whole team. Seriously, yeah, I see it myself. I've been in business for about 8 years now. I've seen everything there is to really. Well, I feel like I've seen everything there is to see in business because I've just worked so hard at it. And now that I have this opportunity, now that we have this company, and we really built it for ourselves because we wanted the best company. Now here we are. I can't help but see it and share it.
Absolutely. Yeah, I mean, tell us a bit, you've probably sold more solar deals than maybe everyone outside. Maybe Michael Cavallari has you. I'm not sure.
No, I got him.
No, you got him?
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, so you're the number one.
Well,
you're the top
he got
producer.
taken off the field for a little bit.
Yeah,
So
there you go,
yeah,
for
but
sure.
yeah, no doubt.
Yeah, I mean, tell us a little about where you started and what was like, and where you're at today.
Yeah, so I graduated Florida State in 2016, but I didn't really go to Florida State to try to get a degree necessarily. I was there trying to become successful because I was always told that in high school, you go to school, you get good grades, that's how you become successful in life. And growing up, I always wanted to be a part of the next big thing. So I always had my eye open for it. And then in college, I joined some businesses that I thought could be that. And through those businesses, I found the connections that we helped found our company with, but they didn't end up being the next big thing. So it really broke my heart. And if you've ever had a business experience that didn't go the way you planned, it's heartbreaking, man. It's the worst heartbreak ever. So when I finally found solar and I heard about the solar deal, which for our listeners, we get to save people money for free for them getting a solar system if they qualify. Boom, that's it. We're giving people money. There's literally nothing better than that. And if you've ever been in sales or business, we're taking the price objection out of sales.
Right.
The price objection is now eliminated. We're giving people money, what everyone wants. That's the next big thing.
Yep.
So when I saw that and we were going to start a solar company, we didn't start it just because we wanted to make a lot of money. That's obviously a great goal to have, but I mean, we started our company because we saw there was a huge lapse in the industry. And a lot of people were using products that weren't that good, installations that weren't that good, just overall a lot to be fixed. So when we started, we want to have the best deal and the best company, because if we have the best company in an industry that has the best deal that's going to be the next big thing, and we're the top of it, that's it.
It's game over.
We just took over energy. So when we first started, we all just went as hard as we could. For me personally, I knew this was the moment of truth for me to become successful, because those other things that I was in, they might not have been the next big thing, but this, hands down, after seeing what consumer behavior is like for the past, at the time, about 4 or 5, 6 years before that, this was the opportunity. So we went all in, cut out everything else in our lives, went on a 90-day blitz, which I'm sure we'll talk a little bit about.
Totally.
And now here we are today. Awesome company. We literally have the best deal. It's taken 4 years for us to get to this point, but now we finally have the best panels, the best overall deal, incredible pricing, #1 installers. Our installers are incredible. Our consultants, every customer that we have loves our consultants, and we take care of people the best after installation with a true 25-year production guarantee, cash back, not just sliding you some warranties and saying, here you go, with a known system, which is huge. So our customers are getting what they actually expect out of a solar system, and that's going to cause us to go right to the top.
Yeah, I mean, absolutely. Yeah, it's one of the fun things is we have total control now, right? And our everything you kind of touched on, it's like we're obsessed with customer experience. We talk about that a lot.
Yeah.
And, there's like 4,000 like sales organizations in California, like trying to sell solar.
Yeah.
And what a lot of those guys like miss is that brand and really like focusing on that customer experience. Don't be focused on the commission off of one deal.
Yep.
Focus on taking care of customers, like really forming a relationship with your customers, like building that trust, building that family, and understand that the kind of universe is you're going to get referrals out of that.
Absolutely.
You're going to build your business and it's going to kind of compound from there. And I think you're one of the most effective people at building like a referral based business, because your customers love you. Like if you go on our Google reviews,
love
like
them.
you make
Yeah.
up probably 20, 30 of them already. I guess touch a little bit on like what building kind of that customer relationship is and how you do that with people.
I just don't think this should be any different than building a real estate organization or a mortgage organization. This is a really professional career. And just because we start off going door to door for it, I mean, like I said, I could have done anything coming out of college. I had a degree, I had the most stacked resume, I could be wearing a suit and tie every day for all it matters. I chose to do this because it's the best deal I can give people. I'm giving people money when I meet them and clean power. So for me, I saw, okay, well, I'm changing people's homes. Why not build a clientele out of this? And if I make them happy and do what I say I'm going to do, they're going to naturally share this with their friends and family. So for me, I tell every person I work with that my goal is not just to make money off of you. It's to give you such a great deal and such a great experience that you can't help but share this with 10 of your friends. And we help them out too. And then one thing leads to another. We're really helping the environment out in that process.
Mm-hmm. Absolutely.
And that comes through like in the reviews. Trace and I are the ones usually responding to our customers' 5-star reviews, and yours are always the most fun to respond to because it's not a 2 or 3 sentence. It's like the most thoughtful paragraph, the story that they paint from your first experience with them till the contract to the install. It's just so pure. And it's like they're talking about their best friend or their son or whatever. Mm-hmm. And it's so empowering, I think, for the rest of the organization to see, how much effect we can really have on someone's day and then life, and then to be able to give that to their friends and family or neighborhoods. It's what makes us, so excited to get to work every day. It's like, who are we going to help today? What customers do we have that we can help their friends go solar? It's an empowering industry. And like you said, Better Earth's to a point now. We're the company to watch, and we're going into all these new neighborhoods. We're here in Hayward, our second office in the Bay Area, and we're bringing in a whole new crew of 10 people next week. Talk a little bit about, you started in the Bay Area, then you went to LA and OC, you're back in the Bay, a little bit in Arizona. You've seen all these different markets. What makes kind of this new office in Hayward, the Bay Area in general, why is this kind of the front lines for the industry?
Yeah, I mean, so I initially was going to Arizona to help expand the company, and the only reason why I came back to California, to the Bay specifically to do this, is we got some amazing investors that see our vision, that see what we're doing with the customers and what we're doing with the solar industry, and they're putting a ton of money behind us and a lot of support. And so now we have some corporate housing for the people coming in here, and just incredible training. You guys are putting together incredible training platforms, so all our consultants are the most trained people in the industry. So it's just nothing but opportunity. Whatever we need now, we've just got all the support we need to make it grow nationwide. Yeah. Totally. And that's the goal. That's the goal, is not just to be a California company. I mean, people everywhere need solar. People across the world are going to need solar. In Africa, they're starting out with solar panels. So they don't have a typical grid system a lot of the time. So it's they leapfrogged from telephones with cords and wires to cell phones. Now they're leapfrogging from fossil fuels and power plants in a grid system that's outdated to battery packs and solar panels.
Yeah. We talk about this on the podcast a lot. You're from Florida. We're from Florida. We're all the way out here in California making an impact here. But, we still want to go back to our home state and our hometowns and bring Better Earth back home. But I think the thing that makes us really special is we want to do it in a sustainable fashion that we know we can pop up a new territory and do it the right way. And California is just like the proving ground. It's like if you can expand here, take over markets here, make an impact, establish that brand's credibility. When someone asks, hey, like, you know, Better Earth, I haven't heard of it here in Tampa or Gainesville or Miami. They're like, where are you guys located? And it's like, well, check out our 500 five-star reviews across the state of California. Have you heard of PG&E, the wildfires? Like, we're the guys in there, boots on the ground, working with those homeowners. And we're so established that now we're coming into Florida. You know, that's what excites me, is just to build ourselves here. Because if we can do it here like we are, we're going to be able to do it not just in the States, but globally.
Absolutely.
What I love about kind of starting in California is, like, it's the most mature state as far as the solar industry goes.
Which, by the way, is a joke in itself, because only 10% of homes have solar panels on
exactly.
it. So that's
the
just hilarious as it is.
So young, right?
Yeah.
Like, the industry is still in its infancy, but like California is definitely the most competitive market, right?
Absolutely.
Like for everything, like. And what's nice is, like, you know, I started 3 years ago, and still I was doing some education. I haven't been on the doors in a while. Like, for the most part, have people heard about solar, like, now in California? Like,
still, people have no idea they can do this, Trace. It is the craziest thing. Every single day I go out there, I still can't believe it, that people don't know that this deal exists. And I think a lot of it is due to the fact of there's not enough good solar companies out there.
Right.
And first of all, even if they are a good company, it's very hard to do what we're doing. It's very hard to have the communication channels to actually put together a plan to take care of people after installation. Correct. It's hard enough just to get people to installation. Correct. With operations on the back end and permit teams and all that good stuff. So no one has heard about it yet. And when I bring it to their attention, I want to mention the main reason why I took this opportunity is because I wanted to back something for life, that I didn't have to focus on being manipulative or anything like that. I'm big on values, huge on being honest and upfront and just straight to the point with a lot of things. And so with solar, and especially our company, I can do that. That's why you see a lot of the reviews where they really like me, is because I get to be me. And that's one of my favorite parts about the job. So because of that, now I get to share that with them. And these people are bringing me into their lives. A lot of these people, they're not in business. Some of these people, they operate with the same family and friends their whole lives. And when they meet me, I'm a complete stranger. So that's the hardest part of the job, is getting someone to be open-minded to someone who looks like a door-to-door salesperson. And that has a bad stigma as it is. And then all I'm trying to do is help them. So if they are open-minded to me, which is why I love my customers, they're open-minded people. They want to help the environment a lot of the time, and of course they want to help themselves out, which is great. Then we really do become friends after that. It's hard to have a customer and not have a friend too.
Yeah, no, it's one of the best things about. Like, I always say, like, you know, I'm not a purebred salesperson, but when Sean is how I kind of got into the industry.
Yeah.
He was telling me what he was doing. I remember, like, when he was back home, and he was like, yeah, it's kind of nuts. Like, it's zero money out of pocket. We basically just convert them from using dirty energy to clean energy. They start saving money day one, and they get to own their power. And I was like, that sounds like what we always. It's too good to be true. Right?
Yeah. Where's the contract?
Right.
Yep.
And it makes it super easy to, like, have that conviction, because it is super ethical. And, like, you know, I think one thing with most people in sales, like, typically you're having people part with more money than they're currently
Standard.
doing, right?
Yep.
You're trying to, like, if you're selling a car, like, a lot of times, like, the role of that salesperson is you have this person that probably should be driving a Honda Accord, but you're going to try to, like, upsell them into the Mercedes, right? And we have, like, the exact reverse. It's like everybody's kind of screwed with this, like, really terrible, like, Mercedes that keeps breaking all the time and is super expensive
And goes up in price.
And we're like, hey, come get a Tesla for free.
Right.
And it's amazing what we get to do, and it makes it like a lot of fun, and that's why our customers, like, love us so much, because we get to do such a good thing. Like, the product kind of sells itself.
It never gets old either. It never gets old to think about how insane this deal is, to where, we're switching out their old Toyota with a Tesla for less money, where they don't pay anything out of pocket.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, it's
just
absolutely.
Never seen that in sales before.
Yeah,
to get paid commission to do that, that's like getting paid to be a social worker for the government, to give away government money. It's crazy, man.
I love putting it like that.
And what I tell people when I'm recruiting them or clients is, like, in 2020, the deal couldn't ever be better, with the financiers involved, with the technology involved, with how our sales organization has become this amazing brand that we're so customer focused, the care that's now involved. You're really, if you're not going solar today, you're making a mistake. And we're just there to educate them, to empower them to make that choice, to let them know, hey, this is real, this is possible. And it's just fun for everything to kind of come together, because I think we're just starting, really.
Yeah.
This industry's just starting, but we have the seasoned people in the industry to really become that company that makes a difference. And that's what we're focused on every day.
I understand why somebody might not have gone solar up until this point. Actually, I hear it on the front lines every day, is they don't know who to go with, they don't know who to trust. They thought they had to buy it, they thought they had to lease it, and most companies, that is just the only option. So it is up to us to get the word out there, why we rely on you guys to help us out and get us out there, so people can take advantage of this while they have the chance.
Absolutely. And, one of the things I think in this industry, it's like, I want you to touch on, people are starting to fear monger about like the tax credit going away. I know what we talk about. It's like, this is tax credit, just part of it. It still makes sense. Like people are like, oh, you got to get into solar now. Like, what do you say to those people?
Well, okay. So I'm glad you brought that up. So with our deal, 0 money down, they own the system. If they give us the tax credit, they get to lower their bill significantly, right? If they keep the tax credit, which is usually $5,000 to $10,000, they still save money each month, and they just pocket a $5,000 to $10,000 tax credit without paying any money out of pocket.
It's a nice like Vegas trip.
Yeah.
So, exactly. So if utility rates didn't even go up at all in the next couple of years, which we know they're going to go up higher than ever, and if solar doesn't come down in price at all over the next couple of years, which of course as economies scale, it's always going to come down a little bit, we're still saving them money with or without a tax credit.
And they still get to own their power.
Yeah. And at the end of the day, I mean, the way I see it and the way most people see it is saving money by switching to solar power is not even supposed to be a thing. You're supposed to pay more for the better thing. You're supposed to pay more for the asset, more for the clean power. You pay more for the organic food than the bad food. So the fact that we save money for people by having them switch over to something better, I mean, that's just a bonus on top.
Right.
Yeah.
Yeah, no, I mean, it's a thing that we talk about all the time. It's like, it's almost like the deal's so good that they think there's like, what's the catch? And the catch usually is, it's like, well, the sun works for free. Just sends it down. We're smart enough to utilize it. And now we're smart enough to realize this is an industry that should have some investment in it.
Yeah.
And the banks are like, yeah, this is smart. Let's help these homeowners. And, it's incredible, and I think we like that, the CPUC. We like all the things that make it hard to get in this industry.
Same.
Because it's going to give the homeowners, more transparency in the companies that maybe shouldn't be out there doing what we're doing, and it's just going to give us a leg up. It's going to show who's real, and we're as real as it gets, and bring on all the difficulties, because we're going to last.
Yeah, no,
Totally.
I agree completely with that. Actually, this is much less of a sales process and much more of a credibility process.
Yep.
So I always have my HIS, my home improvement salesperson's license with me, state of California, my city permit with me. I always have all that stuff with me. I show our 5-star reviews, all that good stuff, because when they see it's a no-lose situation, it does sketch them out a little bit.
Yep.
It's funny to see them looking for it so hard of, what could possibly go wrong here? But if you have a good company, you can move anytime you want to. It's actually going to help you sell your house faster. Everything's maintained for you. The installation's going to go smooth. The roof is warranted, worst case scenario, which is very rare, if ever. And yeah, you're guaranteed to save money, because if we know your rate today and we cover all your power, there's only one thing that can happen. You just save money.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
And as we kind of go, like one of my favorite things about talking to you, man, is talk about the vision with you. Like that's like my bread and butter, and like Zambo, tell me where we're going, man, because you do it better than anyone. So like in your mind, like Better Earth, like we're just really getting rolling.
Yeah.
And in our opinion, like we're where are we in 5 years? Where do you see us in 50 years?
Well, just imagine this: 80% of Americans live paycheck to paycheck. So if you have a way to give people money without them having to pay any money or change anything they're doing, they don't have to work for it, they just have to qualify for it. You tell me how big that's going to be. So, I mean, I see us, especially in the next 5 years, I see us in every single state. I see leaders in our company today being on the top of every single state, overseeing every project, and us only continuing to get better and better as a company. But there's literally no limits. The energy industry is a multi-trillion-dollar industry. There's an oil company that just hit $2 trillion by itself. And that's an old, inefficient process to dig up fossil fuels, burn it, send it hundreds of miles away to the houses. It's dirty. They have to keep the power plants running all day and all night long just to get people their power. When if you have solar panels, especially in a battery pack, which those are going to get a lot better and a lot cheaper in time, that's it. We're taking clean power. We're going to have clean air everywhere. Clean power, clean air, saving people money, no more rising rates. And we're really, I believe, one of the only companies to do it because we have the ability and the care to do it right.
Right, and we're set up to do it right. You know, we're full service. We do everything.
Yeah.
A lot of companies are, you know, they're relying on install partners or what have you, and we actually get to control the entire customer experience, which I know, like, that's the most important thing for us.
The most important thing.
Like, we want to get people not only installed quicker than anyone else, but we want to get them activated quicker than anyone else. And we want the kind of word to spread. And like what I always like to say is like, we want to take over cul-de-sacs.
Yeah.
Like I want every single roof and to be a better earth roof, right? And we want to really have that relationship with these homeowners, not only in California, but as we go. That's why like we didn't name our company, I always say this, but we didn't name our company, you know, Better California or Better Hayward.
Yeah, or,
you know,
or Better Solar. It's Better Earth, just
it's
everything.
It's
better Earth.
It's Better Earth.
Yeah,
you know,
all
so
clean power.
it's a global mindset, and we're really set up now to go ahead and execute on it.
And we're all such a good team. That's the biggest thing that you can't put on paper. You can't put on paper the team that we have.
Right.
Between me, you, Ty, Zane, Butler, Sean, Mikey, all the consultants that we have been thoroughly vetted. I mean, this is a hard, you do the interviews, this is a hard hiring process, but then our just overall core team, it's a Sunday right now, right? Like we work every day. We love this, we love what we do, we care about what we do. I just don't think you find a harder working group of people than what we have.
Yeah, absolutely. And this industry is so young, but we come with tons of experience. Like CEO comes from Solar City, built the largest office in its history. We have all the kind of connections in the space with financiers and everything. Like we kind of push our weight around, which is like one of the most fun things that we're able to kind of do at the executive level right now is, you know, people really like respect the players on our team and the name and the brand. And, you know, no one's really built a great solar brand, and that's where we're able to go. Yeah. And yet, like with the people, you know, you have, and we're about to bring them on here shortly, some of the top producers in the company. And how have you, when did you get back to the Bay Area? Is turn of the new year, right?
Yeah, mid-January.
So in a very short amount of time, you were in Arizona for a little bit, SoCal, back in the Bay Area, and now your small team of 5 people is outproducing some of the biggest teams in the company. How have you managed to come in and make such an impact with this young group of guys, and not only basically have them all be so incredibly successful within, you know, basically 10 weeks?
Yeah, I'm incredibly proud of them. I mean, I didn't manage it. It's them. You know, they're working hard. Like there's no way around it. If you're not working hard, then you're not going to get the results. But if you are, there's no way you can fail at this if you're working hard, because like we've just explained, the deal sells itself. So, I mean, all I do with my job is I just make sure I give them all the tools they need. They've been going out working hard with it. They want to be successful, and they're extremely coachable. Just great guys. Seriously, some of the best guys I've ever met in my life, character-wise. All of them honest. All of them care about their people to such a degree that the homeowners can all feel it. So, yeah, I can't say enough about this group right here. I love this group.
And we're gonna double it here in a couple of weeks. It'll be fun to build some more leaders. All right. Well, before we bring these guys on, is there anything in closing you wanna drop some knowledge on?
Man, if you're giving me the floor for anything, I guess I would just say if you're a customer watching this, just get solar as soon as you can. There's no better time to go solar than now. It's kind of like the Chinese proverb, the best time to plant a tree was 20 years ago. The second best time to start is now. And then as a consultant, or I'm sorry, as a business person, if you're in business, just get on board, because there's nothing better that you can sell. I've sold everything. I've done insurance. I've sold mini vacations. I've done health and wellness products. This is the only sales job you'll ever have where, not the only one, but this is where you help people the most. This is where you're going to help people the most. So get on board with this. All your energy is going to get put towards helping the environment, helping people out, helping yourself out the most. It's a better in every way situation, which you don't get that anywhere else.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
Better everything.
That's from the heart, so.
Yeah.
That was beautiful.
Yeah,
I love the Chinese proverb.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's great.
And I got one more thing before we bring the guys
that.
in. One of the things like I do is we're recruiting, we're building these teams. This is our 5th office. We just hired our 103rd person or something. It's crazy. We're scaling massively, but we're still so small. But we're trying to hire great people, people that can communicate, that will care, that will work hard, but we don't always know until they get here, Give us a little, while some of you guys aren't here, give us a little look at I recruit people from all over the country. People all over the world want to work for us.
Yeah.
What do you want me to focus on the most in these interviews, and what are you looking for out of these guys starting, maybe a week
and
before
gals.
they get here? And girls, yeah, we have actually a growing team of women. It is International Women's Day today.
Yeah.
And we are looking for women leaders of tomorrow here in Better Earth. It is very important to us. Some of the greatest salespeople are women.
I want to say some of the best times I do in the business is when I have a female partner working with me, because automatically it's their presence in general is usually better than a male's.
Yeah.
It just is the way it is. People trust it.
Well, I tell people the sustainability industry is probably run 85-90% by females.
Yeah.
Sales, especially door-to-door sales, is probably 95% males.
Yeah.
We're selling solar, green energy. I look at us, I think Trace does, you do. We're part of this sustainability conversation, not just home improvement. So, having that Venn diagram get closer and closer to 50-50 is going to help us move Better Earth forward and help us become the brand, because our communication is going to come from people that really care.
Yeah.
And that's super exciting to me. But let's get back to who do you want me to look for? When I'm looking for these people, recruiting people, what do you want to see the most in a potential salesperson coming in?
Yeah.
And what can they expect working with someone like you that has done hundreds and hundreds of sales yourself, mentored probably 1,000+ sales out of crews and teams you've run? Mm-hmm. What's kind of the secret, and what should they be working on before they get here?
So before they get here, knowing what they want out of life, because Better Earth is where you would go to accomplish anything you want in life. This is the opportunity that they've been looking for. So the number one thing that I'm looking for is people that have high goals. If you don't this industry is too lucrative to have low goals in. If you have low goals in this industry, you hit your goals too fast and then you lose your purpose. So if it's just to pay your bills, have a basic house, there's nothing wrong with those goals, but it's just not going to cause you, if there's nothing beyond that, to become really successful here. And what we are looking for is leaders that can, like I said, take over states, Kansas, Louisiana, Florida, wherever it may be, because it's such a young industry that we need people that want to be a leader and have those big goals and big dreams. And so second to that, not in any order though, is just work ethic. It's just, there's no way around it. When I first joined the industry, I thought I better fall in love with knocking doors. I'm gonna be here for 10 years because there's a lot of people I'm gonna have to train, a lot of homes to get solar to. So you have to work real hard and have fun with it. So yeah, big goals and hard work.
Yeah, it's pretty simple.
Yeah.
We're going to build you the tools that we need to succeed. Every day I think our tools get a little bit better. Every day the deal gets a little bit more known because we're taking more people solar. All that's missing is the leaders of Better Earth, 6 months from now, a year from now. We're as small as we're ever going to be at this moment. And it's going to be fun to see how quick we grow in the next 6 months to a year. And it's going to probably be a lot of guys and girls from this office here in Hayward. I'm excited to see where it goes.
Absolutely, me
Absolutely.
too.
Well, I think that's a perfect segue. Talking about hard work and work ethic, like this core team right here, they're the hardest workers in the company. That's why they're
called DBZ for a reason.
Yeah, DBZ. What does that stand for?
Dragon Ball Z.
Super Saiyan.
Super Saiyans.
Should we call these
It's
guys
just
in?
it's just you just outwork people, and let's touch on the 90-day blitz
Let's do it.
because that's like my favorite thing ever.
We're living for a better world.
All right, so we got some of my Super Saiyans here now. This is the team right here.
This is
Well,
this is
some
the
of it.
team DBZ. So we have Luke Standifer, we have Seth Nelson, both from Kansas.
Yeah.
Grew up together.
Yep.
And then we got Connor Theriot.
Terrio.
Jeez.
Yeah.
It's all right. I just call him Connor.
Sir Knockalot.
And then we're missing one more Kansas native.
Jake.
Jake is back in Kansas right now.
Jake is back in
But
Kansas.
that's all right. You guys will carry the torch for him.
Yes.
We'd like to say he's 1Xing right now.
Yes.
He is definitely 1Xing right now.
Jake's 1Xing right now.
100%. Hashtag you kind of ruined the 98 Blitz when you left, so.
So speaking of that, that's what literally just where we're going. We're going to the 90-day blitz. Seth, you got the mic.
Yeah.
Tell us what the 90-day blitz is for someone that's never heard of the 90-day blitz.
Yeah.
How many days into the blitz you are in, and what that's going to do for you at the other side.
So we follow this guy, Grant Cardone, and he's really huge on 10Xing. And I think, this was already made before I got here. 90-day blitz is really designed for guys to come in and really just kind of use the foundations already been made for them. And so we're day 10 in right now, and it is by far one of the hardest things any person can do. I would recommend a 90-day blitz for somebody who's not just in business. I mean, in school, you're trying to focus more and you want to, make a routine and become more disciplined. Do a 90-day blitz. If your wife is leaving you, do a 90-day blitz, man. Like it will weed out anything that's negative in your life, and you'll really focus just on working routines. And so the 90-day blitz is really just for 90 days. You're constantly just like under sculpting and molding yourself. So it's designed to make you extremely uncomfortable for 90 days. Like day 10 right now, like I'm already tired. It's like 8 o'clock. You wake up at 6 o'clock. You do personal development. You read. You have meetings. Then you have to knock. So in our 90-day blitz, it's knocking for 90 days, going out there, getting deals, and it just helps the new hire come in, man, because by 90 days, you'll be routine by knocking. You'll be routine to working hard, and you're going to see just a 10X execution if you do it properly. Like, your business is going to blow up. I mean, Luke here, he came in, and he's really crushed the 90-day blitz. We all started again. You're never too old. You're never too good for it. It's something that you can continue to implement in your life. I mean, just the results alone, this kid just crushed a freaking 18K commission off of a 90-day blitz just by knocking one more door his first month. Yeah. That's incredible. When we first started, like, those were dreams to be able to do that. And so to know that that's possible, that's amazing. But that all comes down from the 90-day blitz because, again, it's doing the exact same thing for 90 days. Yeah, it's going to suck. Yeah, it's going to be hard. But you just do it.
It's doing it every single day.
Absolutely.
No days off.
Yeah, you don't quit.
And building discipline and building routine.
Yeah.
And, like, you guys are back on a 90-day blitz. You guys have been in the game for a while. But I know when you're first coming in, like when I first came in, like my 90-day blitz, like literally went after it every single day for 90 days. Sundays, every single day.
You knock.
You get out there, you knock when you don't want to, right? If you get, tired of being alone, you knock with someone. Like, you're always kind of working together. It's like the nice thing. It's like the teamwork that the 90-day blitz does. And like what that did for me as not a pure, salesperson born to do it. Like, I made $19,000 my third month. I had 6 installs, I think, in 62 days, which I think was a second place record at the time behind my roommate, actually.
That's a legend.
And
you guys don't know it. Trace is a legend.
And that concept, like, is what really helped me go from like living in Florida to like, okay, I'm gonna buckle down. I don't know if I'm gonna be good at this, right? It's gonna be really hard, but shoot, I'm gonna go 90 days. I'm gonna at least give it my all for 90 days. And if at the end of it, like, I'm still not getting deals, I'm still not being successful, like whatever, like then I'll reevaluate. Like really going in, full commitment, 10X, 90 straight days. And then obviously you make a bunch of money, you find out the industry's so awesome,
dude,
customers are great.
Exactly.
You start
it's
incredible.
90 days, like, even if you feel like even if you feel, I was gonna say, like, after 90 days, like, what's the worst thing that happens? You go back home, you go back to your mom's house if you left your mom's house, and you're more disciplined.
Yeah.
And that's what I tell kids when they're coming out here, like, hey, what's it like? Well, let's say the worst thing that happens and you fail, you go back home, you have more life experience, you know how a business kind of works, you know how to, execute door knocking, even if you weren't good at it. You can at least imagine what it might be like. And so, yeah, it's amazing, man. The 90-day blitz has changed my life completely. My work ethic, I thought it was good, but when you go into a 90-day blitz, you'll really see what you're made of real fast, because you can think you're all the way up here, but it's going to expose a lot of your weaknesses real fast, man, because you're doing it for 90 days straight. And it only takes 30 to 40 days to create a habit. Mm-hmm. And then after that 90 days, it's a routine at that point, man. Like, it's amazing.
Also, so Trace, you were having a hard time after your second month in the business, and what did you get? I mean, you were gonna stop, right? Like you were on the phone with someone, I forget who it was, but you didn't want to continue on the blitz, like just like any of us.
Probably
but
me.
unlike most people, Trace kept pushing through.
Yeah.
What'd you get out of keeping pushing through?
So it was actually my other brother, and he literally told me, he was like, "Aren't you on this like 90-day thing?" And I was like, "Yeah, but," and he was like, "Dude, if you can't, like, you made a commitment to go 90 days, like, you got to stick it through." And he's like, "Figure it out." And so what I did was, like, I got in kind of a rut of like knocking solo, and so what I did is I created a Calendly account. I started booking people out every day. So I had like Melissa Mondays, I had Shane Tuesdays, I had Dean Wednesdays, I think I had Shane Thursdays again. I went, Friday, Saturday, Sunday. I just tandem knocked with people to like get myself back into just staying out there and working. And then I like fell in love with it again. And that's when I really started seeing like installs dropping, deals dropping. I was getting better in it. And then like, the cash came after that. But yeah, it was like, having that precedent, which what you're getting at, of like, do it for 90 days. Like, give it your all. Like, if you quit and don't give it your all for 90 days, like, that is kind of like a scarlet letter. Yep. Like, just go in and do it. And if after 90 days, it's not for you, it's not for you. Yeah. But like what Seth was saying, like, worst case scenario is you went and did what probably 99% of the population would say is crazy, which is to do, direct sales. Yeah, I mean, and a lot of people say like 6 months of knocking on doors is like a 4-year education on steroids. It's true.
80% of billionaires have gone door to door.
Absolutely.
Right.
Yep.
Yeah.
I think one thing about like the 90-day blitz that you were on, like, I would talk to Trace every single day when I was in Florida. He's like on his way to turf or whatever. Sometimes he's like up here, like, oh, I'm like crushing it. Sometimes like as low as it could ever be, like, I can't do this. Like, I need to build all these tools. It was like such a, an array of energies and satisfaction. And being the older brother, I'd try to kind of manage those things and help him when he was low and bring him back down when he was high. But like the one thing that he always would talk about is like the leaders that were there. I knew you as Zambo from 3,000 miles away. I knew the Sharabis. I loved Sean and Dean growing up, but I didn't know them that well. But he had people that was like, hey, these guys are making money. They're doing well. And I think at Better Earth now we have so many great leaders that when you go on this 90-day blitz, isn't like we shut the garage and it's like, hey, good luck, like, see you at 8 o'clock. It's like, no, we're like all in there together. You've got 105 people in your phone that you can text, you can call, you can DM, you can Slack. Like, this isn't an individual blitz. And maybe it wasn't then, but I think so even more now. It's such a team blitz. And if you come in and just get up every day and go after it, you're going to feel the teams kind of wave behind you. And you couldn't be coming into Better Earth at a better time with a better team, with people that care. And that's what's so inspiring for me every day, because we're in the office in Hollywood. We're not on the doors every day selling, but we can feel it, when we see a sale come in, an FC or a QL or whatever. It's like a celebration in the office. We're on the podcast, we're like dapping up or whatever. It's like fun. It's like we're all in it, even though that we're in different positions of what we're doing that day. Trace and I still get QLs. Like, I've got a couple sales.
Yeah,
like,
you do good.
We're pressing this thing, man. Like, we need to help people. We've all got different networks.
Yeah. You believe in what you're doing.
Last week or whatever. But yeah, I was so thankful for people like you when he came out here. Like, he came out 3,000 miles away to door knock, and I'm like, bro, like you're a genius. Like
Yeah,
you're
right?
great with people, but I don't know, man. Like your work ethic is okay at night in front of a computer. I don't know about like walking outside every day and like crushing it. But like I think, you and Sean and Dean and Eric and those guys we have at Better Earth, that's the reason he stayed and why we've been able to create Better Earth is because we get the best out of all types of people, different personalities, different backgrounds, different ages, because it's team first. And, talk about just your, Zambo, dealing with just different people, different areas, different teams, these guys now, and just like what these new guys coming in and girls coming in can expect as far as like leaving their families, like leaving their sisters and brothers and their parents, like coming across the country. We got more coming next week. Some are scared.
Absolutely. No, I mean, if you're not scared, gosh, I don't think you're ready.
Yeah.
But yeah, you'll be coming into a family. We're all friends outside of work, inside of work. All my best friends are inside the company. And so that's what's great about it. But the reason why we did the 90-day blitz, when we first created it, it was because we were a startup, and all you hear about is how startups fail. When you're in college, all these startups fail. Everyone's got a startup, they all fail. And I just knew that this was the opportunity to make it big. And if we don't make it work, that to me, it was, I'm not gonna be successful in life. That's how serious it was for me. So we all decided, okay, what's the one thing we can do to ensure that we're successful in this? And the only thing we could really do is put our best foot forward, cut out all the things in our life holding us back, and work every single day. And we just did for 90 days straight. And sure enough, here we are today, a successful company that's only going to keep on growing. But we don't do a 90-day blitz because we like to see people in pain working so hard. It's not why we do that. It's all voluntary. The reason why we do a 90-day blitz is because if you come out here, you're going to have all the tools you'll need to succeed. And if you put 90 days worth of effort into it, you're learning a business. It's not like you're coming in selling some pair of shoes. Like, this is a real solar system. You're changing people's houses. This is a whole industry that you have to know. People are not doing this transaction with you because you're such a great salesperson. They're doing this because you know what you're talking about. So if you go hard for 90 days straight, you're gonna have no choice but to get very good at this business and build a clientele. And we created a company out of a 90-day blitz. You can create your own business, be successful out of a 90-day blitz. And that's why we have people do it.
Exactly. That's a really good point. It really is like your own business with an incredible support system. Like, it's really just a platform. And that's why we attract like a lot of like entrepreneurs, like I myself, like I haven't worked for anyone since I was 18. I ran a creative agency. I had a startup that failed that I raised money for. Like, I couldn't do it, but that's why it attracted me. I was like, okay, it's really up to me. It's merit-based, right?
Right.
It is get in what you put out. And the thing that we know after doing this so long with the 90-day blitz, the people who put in 25, 30 hours a week versus the people that go all in and put 80 hours a week, it's not like they get 2 times as much, right? They get like 20 to 30 times as much, right?
Yeah.
Like, when you really are living, especially in that small concentrated amount of time of your first 3 months, like, you pick everything up quicker. Things start making sense quicker. You start getting deals quicker. You start to see the money quicker. You start to learn the industry quicker. You start building a referral-based business quicker. It's a snowball effect. Whereas if you're always only putting in minimal effort, you might just never get over that hump. And so like, that's the importance of it, of like, it's not to like have people going, and working so hard just to do it. It's like, we just know that if you get after it for 90 days, your odds of success skyrocket, which is incredible.
And I was going to say, the 90-day blitz, what it's designed to do, and I learned this my second time.
Yeah.
So even on the second time, you're going to learn more things. I had a mentor out here, and I was telling about, he was like, so kind of what you're saying is you're just doing a marathon. You're not sprinting.
Right.
Yeah, we're not sprinting. When you sprint, you ever sprinted for 20 seconds? You're pretty dang tired. It's pretty hard to do a couple more sprints. Eventually, you're going to just not be able to. It's a marathon, and by you going the distance, you're going to see the rewards. I always tell my guys, trust the process, and I guarantee the promise is going to come. The promise is on day 40, you're going to start closing more deals. Day 60, you're going to start getting installs. Day 70, you're going to start getting more money. Day 90, you understand the recipe to success. That's what it is. That's how it's designed. And you got guys out here who, who'll come, they do sports. Those guys, they understand the process. I want to recruit guys who did sports because they understand the process. I don't want a kid to come out here and think he's going to sprint this 90 days in 4 days. It's not designed to work like that, man. This is designed to truly help you understand what it means to be consistent. We're not looking for quick results. We want guys who are going to do 5-6 deals every single month. I was telling you today, a lot of guys in sales, they think, oh, I got 4 installs dropping, in 2 weeks. I'm good. Dude, what did you do this week? Look at sales and door-to-door weekly, not monthly. Don't look at what's in your pipeline coming up to install. What have you closed this week? Why do you feel that you can be content with just your installs? Don't you want to live in abundance? Don't you want to have an abundance amount of installs? And that's by looking at it weekly. It's hard to look at it daily because there's steps to the process, right? Solar's, it's a hard thing to do. You're doing construction, permitting, processing, all these different stuff. It's a process, man. So it's important to look at it weekly and take the weekly wins, and eventually you're gonna have that one large one on day 90. And so that's all it is, man, is what's your speed? How long is it gonna take you to understand your speed? And then how can you set the odometer, like in your car, to cruise? And how can you cruise at that? But it's really important, just like in a vehicle, you need to look around you and understand when's the correct time to stop to get more gas. It's exactly just like a sales team. You need to know the guys you can stop with and check in to get refueled up. You are in an environment, you're a product of your environment. These guys, we're all in the same cruise speed. These guys, I can check in with them any other day and I know I'm gonna get fueled up. Who is fueling you up? Who are you going to energize you? Like who is helping you? If you put me in a room with 5 guys, I promise you I'm gonna be average of those 5 guys. Right. You put a guy in 5 people in a house, I promise you the new guy is gonna be average of the 5 guys. So people are seeing Luke, yeah, he's gonna be successful because look who he's around. These guys work hard, man. And it just makes me super proud. We do door-to-door sales. I get a lot of people, they're like, oh dude, door-to-door sales, like, like, yeah, dude, yeah, you're right. Like, it's the hardest thing on earth. Yeah. And it's a marathon, bro, and we're always running. And the one thing about Better Earth that I've come to terms with is that we're always looking for the best new thing. We're always building. And so for the new recruits coming in, if, you're looking for a company who's in the marathon and not a sprint, you got solar companies who are out here like, oh, it's gonna dry up. It's almost done. Bro, this is like oil, okay? But 10 times better. You get what I'm saying? If you're looking for wealth, you're looking for a team, you want to build something, solar is the thing to do it. I've always been looking to be consistent with something. For a while with sports, this is 10 times better than sports. I guarantee you go close a deal when you make $15,000, it's better than a sack in the backfield behind 10 yards of the line of scrimmage. I guarantee you. I swear, okay?
And you can play it forever.
Exactly, and you can keep doing it because it's going to energize you. You get to like change your family's life, man. Mm-hmm. I was talking to Luke before he came out. He goes, "Okay, Seth, so how does it work?" I'm like, "Brother, you're just going to have to come out here and see, because it's so good. When I tell you it, you're not going to want to believe it, because that's how good it is." Andrew Zambetti was the same thing. I used to call him like every day, man. Bro, what are you doing? How are you closing this many deals? But it's a marathon. While you're running, you learn your pace. You learn how to close better deals. This guy is always learning something. You can find Andrew Zambetti in his room at 7 o'clock. I guarantee you either he's journaling, he's adding to the truth on his docs, which is just a bunch of recordings he's had for like the last 8 years of his life.
Love that.
That's the kind of man we're working with, and that's who's in the house. And so that goes back to the 5 people and who's your average. Make sure you got people around you, man.
I love all that stuff. And speaking of the 5 people, we've been talking about Luke for a while. You want to pass him the mic? And so, Luke, you're like a month in?
Yeah, a month and a couple days.
Yep. And you came from Kansas. Mm-hmm. Grew up with Seth.
Yep.
You guys were friends
since freshman year.
Yeah.
What's your you're on the 90-day blitz? What's your development process been like, what are you learning?
One thing, Luke. I bet you guys didn't know this, but Luke was in school to be an aerospace engineer.
Yeah.
Oh wow! I did not know that.
Yeah, and most of the people like you see that before they work for us, they can do anything.
Yeah.
These are not just people that we pick up off the street. So this guy specifically is a real smart guy, picked it up and has been doing really well.
Luke will start a better space with us here in like a decade.
Right on.
SpaceX.
Yeah, it's been great. I've just learned so much. One thing that I've been told since I've been out here is just be a sponge. Learn as much as you can. So that's what I've been doing for the past 35 days or so, is just being a sponge. I started my own 90-day blitz when I got out here. First conversation I had with Zambo.
It wasn't necessarily a pleasant one.
Yeah, no. He said, you're going to work every day for 90 days, and if not, you're not going to be here.
Not on my team.
No, so it's been great. And then starting with the company 90-day blitz, that's just 10x it. Like now I have everyone right there with me, so it's been amazing.
And so, like 4 or 5 weeks in, how many deals have you been a part of so far?
I've been able to help 5 people out so far. I
5
believe.
people?
Yes.
That's in 5 weeks?
Yeah.
That's incredible, man.
It's been great. That deal we've been talking about, that $18,000 commission with Jake, was actually the best one of all. These people were struggling. They weren't using their power between like 4 and 9 p.m. Their electric bill was like $600.
Oh,
And we were able to get them a $300 electric bill at 100.
half.
Yeah. And they got 130% of their power, and they can use it whenever they want.
That's amazing.
That's awesome.
It's
Yeah.
fantastic.
Yeah, tell me a little bit about like your early customers and how it's been just like getting to like, literally just like help people out
Yeah.
and make money, but like you get to help people out, and it's pretty incredible.
Like you look at it and you're like, oh yeah, I'm making money, and then you're like, wow, like these people are actually getting helped out so much, and nobody's losing. Like everybody's becoming better by doing this, and it's hard to put to words. Like Seth said, when I asked him like, how does this all work, and he was like, you're gonna have to come out here and find out. You really do have to just come out here and find out. Like there's no other way. There's no way to put it into words that are suitable enough to kind of explain it.
Yeah, you've been able to build your confidence now
Yeah.
that you've actually been able to see it in process to help those people.
Mm-hmm.
Now you know that your efforts being put forward to become a true expert, you know,
Yeah.
the next Zambo, Seth, Connor, you know, if you can continue to speak more clearly and pick up new things to deal with objections or what have you, you're going to only be able to help even more people by
Yeah.
the day. And I think that's what inspires all of us. And now you've got, you know, Jake's not here, but 2 of your other friends are coming out, Bradley and Derek.
Yeah.
And, you know, we've got this like little epicenter of Team Kansas, you know.
That was the goal.
And
Like all the Kansas boys.
yeah, and that's what's fun is like, you know, you don't want to keep this a secret. It's like you want to bring your friends out. Like I think, you know, Trace and I are brothers. We've got 3 other sets of brothers. We've got guys from the same hometown. Like that's not the only reason this works, but it makes it so much more special because you're in the muck with people you really care about. But if you are someone from outside that we just recruited, we got 2 of them that know nobody in the company coming next week, like it's like they're going to be from your hometown. You know,
Yeah.
they're going to be right in. They're going to get the support of everybody, and that's you know, tell us a little bit about that. Just meeting everyone else on the team. You know, when we jumped on an interview, you know, I try to sell the vision of what we're truly doing. You know, we're mission oriented. We want to bring in thoughtful, smart people. I believe I told you, like, I love smart people that want to choose to do this.
Yeah.
That means we're doing something extremely correct. It looks correct from the outside, and they're like, how do I join you guys? How do I help, you know, provide clean energy for the planet? How do I make myself the most useful person I can be? And it's fun to have someone come in that you're kind of like, yeah, I had a great interview with Luke, but then come in and you're producing and you're on day 10 of your second, you're on day like what, 35 of your blitz, but day 10 of everyone else's blitz. You know, congrats to you coming in and just getting after it, man. It's so exciting to see.
Thank you. Yeah, it's a family atmosphere. I mean, I remember my first day showing up, being a little nervous, you know, just walking and it's all smiles. Everybody's like, hey, how's it going? Family. And it's not just being able to grow your own business, but like being a part of something that's way bigger than that. Like get home every night and Zambo's got another research paper for us to read about big oil, and it's great. Everybody is has the same mindset, and that's really what helps, especially with like the 90-day blitz. it's just 10. I mean, I don't even know. It's just 10x, man.
You know who's like,
Yeah.
you know who's really been 10xing is the guy in the end, Sir Knock-A-Lot Connor.
Yeah.
Dude, it was a pretty quiet board on Friday, and then like out of nowhere comes two deals. Connor helped out 2 homeowners at the same time.
Cousins? Correct?
Cousins,
Beautiful.
just incredible.
And I want to say one thing about Connor before I pass him the mic.
Yeah.
He is the most consistent person. He did not have a strong start. He, I mean, you'll hear when he talks, he's not, super put energy in your face kind of guy. So he had to learn how to communicate. And he's young when he came out, but now he's been here for over a year long. And he's a real right-hand man to mine. So now he's doing great and learning the business. And Connor, so tell us about what it's been like for you being a year in the company.
That was a great intro.
Yeah, thank you for that. They're just talking to it like this?
Yes.
Perfect.
I mean, like Zambo said, when I first started, I didn't really have the hottest start. I think I was definitely the last person in my hiring class to get a QL, but I was the first to get a deal closed. So it's kind of like a good trade-off right there. And then I started, picking up some speed, gone through some slumps throughout the way, but I think a little over a third of my solar career has been me in a 90-day blitz. Like this is the start of my third one since I've been in the industry, and I think that's really the biggest thing that's helped me, just an average person when I first started. I have a 10X tattoo on my shoulder, but I wasn't really following it before I came out here, It was just kind of like manifesting what I wanted to do. And it's just really the 90-day blitz and the atmosphere that we've created at Better Earth and, that we brought over from our previous company is just something that, can help people like me who aren't like Seth right here, just naturally have it. I had to develop it and build it, and then that's something that anybody can do. Not everybody's born with it, but anybody can adapt and create it for yourself. So I think, and then back to that, I forgot what the last thing Zambo said was. What was the last thing you said before?
Just like what you've learned throughout being here and where you see yourself
in the
future here.
Yeah. I mean, I'm just really glad to be along for the ride. I just kind of want to, keep being a top producer. I don't really have like ambitions of being like the CEO or anything like that. I just kind of want to be, one of the top guys, just keep doing what I do and have a little team underneath me that I can help out grow and, have my own right-hand man beside me and just kind of just let it ride.
Absolutely.
Yeah, I think.
I was gonna say, like, one things that Zambo edified about you, and I would say the same thing is you're definitely one of those consistent people in the entire company. Over a year, and it's oh, of course Connor's on the board. Oh, Connor, you're always popping up. What's the key for you to staying consistent? Because not everybody. Mm-hmm. That's probably the hardest thing for a lot of people is that consistency.
Yeah. I mean, honestly, man, I wish I knew. I just don't. That's just always how I've operated. I just know what I got to do. I just do it. I just know I got to go out there and work. So I do that. And by doing that, you get on the board, you get deals. I wish I could have something to say about it to help people out, but you just do it.
Well, I feel like it's something you stay pretty even.
Yeah.
Or at least that's what I'm guessing.
Yeah.
Like he mentioned about me, which is super true. I'm kind of a head case at times, right? High and low, which can be super detrimental when you're it helps me in other things, but your ability to kind of ride waves and be very kind of even keeled and not get too low, not get too high, I think is one of the most impressive things about you and why you're so consistent. And you're
not gonna see Connor ever freaking out.
Right.
Connor's never freaking out. When everybody else is freaking out, you'll see Connor in the room, just like, oh, okay. He just kind of sitting there. Like everyone else will be freaking out, and Connor just be kind of just viewing everything and checking everything out. And when everybody else is excited and partying, Connor will just be sitting there analyzing. And it's not saying he can't have fun, but that's just Connor. And so that's why I love working with this dude, because he is consistent. I know if I need somebody to tell me what I need to hear, not what I want to hear, I can go to Connor. Because Connor's always viewing everything. He's not going to get overly excited. When he closed those 2 deals with him, I was in the car outside. He literally just got in the car. He's like, okay, what are we going to have for dinner? I'm like, dude, what? You should.
Yeah, I got in the car and Seth was like, "Did you close them?" I was like, "They said they want to think about it." And he was like, "What?" And I was like, "No, I'm just kidding. They closed." I need gas.
That's like just coming from afar into Better Earth, and like when I first met Connor, like I had come back from overseas and I was staying with Trace, and I think I went down to an OC meeting, and I see all these different people, and I'm probably a lot like you, Connor, where I can talk and lead and speak, but for the most part, I'm going to listen and analyze and try to pick up traits of different people and really, really learn kind of where the personalities fall. So I know how to connect with each one, how they should be, so they can open up to me, hopefully. And, I noticed in OC, I think the second time I was there, we were kind of in a circle and doing a little bit of like a pitch. Because you had success. I think you had like the most QLs the 1 week, and Zambo's down there, and like it flipped. Like you came right in and you spoke like more clearly than anyone, and like I was like, whoa, like Connor's a little different than I thought. And ever since then, I was kind of like, Connor's got like there's something to Connor that we need to make sure that we're aware of, because he's got a lot of ability that he hangs on to, which isn't a bad thing at all. It's like you're literally living the better and getting better every day, and you become maybe a little bit more confident every day, a little bit more of a better communicator, maybe a little bit of a better leader, and you're just doing it at your speed. Like as Seth was saying, you've kind of found your cruise, and now it's just going into a little bit of hyperdrive with this power team you guys are creating here. And that's what it's exciting, I think, for all of us, is like seeing you kind of just level up, and how the level ups happen like a little faster and a little faster and a little faster. But out of everyone in the company, there's maybe a few others that, like, I didn't have you pegged correctly at all. Like, I was just like, I don't know. Like, he's kind of got his haircut's kind of weird. It was like when you had hair. Yeah. And I was like, I don't know about Connor. Like, he's cool, but I don't know. And then that circle, and you pitched, and I was like, oh shit, like Connor's different than I thought. And I'm usually not wrong about people. So I was like, whoa. And I think I told Trace and maybe Zane, and I was like, I didn't know Connor had that in him. That was cool. And that's what's cool for everybody, is like, we don't need you to come in and be Seth. We want Seth to be Seth. We want Connor to be Connor, Luke to be Luke, because all of us make a perfect puzzle. So like when you come in here, you don't have to fake it. Like, do your thing. We're gonna get to know you, and we're gonna hopefully be able to get the most out of you, because it's thoughtful leadership. We want to listen. We want to help build you. So go tell us a little bit of. So I know you were living with Zambo down in OC. Mm-hmm. Tell us a little bit of like kind of how you progressed through. And I know you went to Arizona too, and you're in the Bay. So take us like your confident levels, your communication skills, because I'm not the only one that has seen that. Everyone has. Yeah.
I'd say, and people tell me this all the time, like Zambo tells me it all the time, that I'm a completely different person from when I first started almost over a year ago. I personally, I don't even recognize it, just because, like you said, it is like very small increments every day, so I don't see it at all. So I think that's kind of a good thing, though. Yeah. So I can still keep getting better every day and not, ever think I'm at my potential. But yeah, I started a year ago, and I was, nowhere near where I'm at now. It was kind of like, I'm still kind of an introvert, but I was just super shy back then. Wasn't really outspoken a lot, and I just kind of didn't really get it. I don't even know how to describe that, but I just didn't get it. So literally the only reason I started was just to make good money, because I was just like, people are selling solar out here in California. It seems like a cool idea, and I see 6 figures. Okay, I'll go out there. Went out there, and I was just like, I have no idea what is going on. Like, I do not know how I'm gonna do this or what, but I just know I gotta. I have a 10X tattoo on my shoulder, so I just know I got to do all this. 10X, 90-day blitz really set me up. And then I think I was in LA for like 2.5 to 3 months with Eric Frank. And then we moved down to Orange County after that. And this was all in the past company. And I think Orange County really gave me a lot of push. It was a new industry. I always like going to new places. I feel like it's kind of like just a fresh start. Like I can start off, on a new foot. And I think now, well, especially now in the Bay Area too, I can get to that later. I think I finally gotten to the place where I can step off on the right foot and just, keep going and build a foundation here. So down in Orange County, it was really nice. I think that's LA was what helped my, confidence a little bit, I guess. Not really much happened in LA. I wasn't there for long. Orange County, what's really helped my confidence and also my leadership ability a little bit, just because there was a lot of new guys coming in. I was helping, I helped Nick Chavez when he first started. Now he's really, really getting going. Nico, and I can't remember anybody else, but I haven't seen any of them in so long. Jace, yeah. And now they're all just really rocking and rolling, and I like to think that I helped develop them as, top performers and as leaders. So
100%.
You absolutely did.
One thing I want to add too that's really important to all this is that one of my favorite parts about our opportunity is that you can out-earn and outrank anybody. It doesn't matter when you start. It doesn't matter who you are. It doesn't matter how long you've been there. There's no seniority. It is all performance-based, which I think is probably the best thing about it. So it's one of my favorite parts.
Heard me tell this. I tell this to everybody. Trace probably hears me say this 3 or 4 times a day. There's no seniority. There's no suppressing talent, and there's no politics. We're as small as we're ever going to be, and you could be the most important person at Better Earth within 6 months if you put your work first.
Yeah, that was super important for us. I mean, we've been doing it for a while. We've done the political thing. We've done the feeling like they are ready to be a leader. We've seen the management track or like whatever, and it's like, we wanted to kind of get rid of it, and I think we've gotten pretty close to perfecting it. We're always going to keep tinkering and try to make things better because that's in the name. Try to make things better every day.
Yeah.
But it's all metric driven, which is super, super important. It's just like come in, perform. These are the baselines to hit. Like these are the metrics. Yeah. And here is the advancement. And here's the how. You can get there however you want, but like you're not going to jump anyone if you don't have the metric, right? Mm-hmm. There is no politics. It literally is like just go ahead and do it.
Yeah, and freedom too. So it's the best part about this. I remember whenever I was working minimum wage jobs in high school, and I first heard about business where you can get paid for as hard as you work. I just thought to myself, well, I can work harder than anybody I know, so I can just do anything. And that the same thing applies here. You can work as much or as little as you want. You work your own hours. In a sense, you be your own boss because really all you have is leadership to help guide you. But there's no limits to how high you can go. There's no cap on how much you can make. There's no limits to where you can go. And because of the group we have here, I want to go deep for a second. And I just want to say, sometimes I think to myself that I sometimes think that Better Earth was put here to save Earth. I'm not even kidding either. I think that because of the group we have here, I think we have a real responsibility because we are the best team. We've got the best players, the best everything put together in every single way. And if we capitalize on that, we just help Earth in every single way. We save it.
Yeah, I mean, I totally feel the same way. Like it's almost, I tell people sometimes, like you probably don't want to know how big our goals are and how important we think this is. But if you get us like in a room where we can really talk, like we think Better Earth can become synonymous with solar. And if it does, that means we're going to have a incredible impact on this world and the conversation moving forward and on the kids growing up. It's a very real thing. And I think it's why we're so thoughtful about everything we do is, the 8-year-old that was in one of these deals, like they're looking at us, their parents just went green with solar. Like you don't know what that's going to do for a kid. They might become part of STEM. They might become a scientist. They might work for us or with us or help develop new technology. And it's like, that's why a customer isn't just a customer. That referral, that web grows. You don't know how much we're inspiring the outer portions, not just our clients or our, people we work with or our families. Like we're doing it. Like our interactions are so widespread right now already. It's just going to be incredible to think where we are in just like another year even. And that's what drives me massively.
Yeah, and I think it's twofold, right? As you guys have mentioned, we don't just bring in anywhere. Like Luke is starting to be a what's that, aeronautical engineer?
Yeah, aerospace.
Like you could be doing anything. And one of the things that we truly believe, like I could be doing a lot of things, but it's like we do solar because, we believe borderline, we know that it's the single best thing we could go out and do every single day, not only for like ourselves and our careers, but for the environment. We're making a massive impact every single day. The people we help, not only their bottom line and the economics, but like the amount of carbon we're offsetting compared to literally doing any other type of business is incredible.
Huge.
Right? And we have these people, some people are like born to be salespeople. Like I think Seth is probably a born to be salesperson. You could probably sell anything, but you have so much conviction. Zambo, same thing. It's like you guys could be doing other things. You guys could be selling other products, but you wouldn't be having this much impact or probably feel that great about it or have that much fun, right? And, on the other side, yeah, I mean, it really is like what we get to do for customers is, not all of our customers are the most like eco-friendly minded people to start, right? They do it for the economics, but then it's like, it is kind of like that first step, right? A family who has a kid and, maybe they go solar and then we give them a canvas Better Earth bag and they start taking that to Trader Joe's instead of using paper bags. Or they start being thoughtful in their kitchen about using plastic bags, or they stop using single-use plastic water bottles, and just raising consciousness and awareness. We do it in the macro, but then it starts to kind of get into the micro as well, right? Because we're not asking for a lifestyle change. We're saying, hey, you got this thing, you got to do it. Here's a better, cheaper, more efficient way to do it. But then it kind of snowballs into the lifestyle, and that's absolutely amazing to me. And that's what's so fun about really focusing on doing it the right way and us being thoughtful in everything we do.
Yeah, because it's not just about the carbon offset either. It's about pollution. And if you look at Earth, it's a living being. There's living plants that are growing out of it. There's animals that live on it. We live on it. And so imagine in a body, if you eat fast food every day and junk food and constantly take drugs and poison it, it's going to die. But you can very easily turn that around. I think that's what we're doing here. And you put all our work ethic together, the team we got. The thing about it, too, it's that we don't have competition in the solar industry. Our biggest competition is going to be government bureaucracies and big utility companies that used to be monopolies that are trying to hold on. That's going to be the biggest competition. We actually need all the help and all the good solar companies that we can get. My biggest pet peeve is when I hear about people that had a bad solar experience.
Right,
that is
100%.
not good. That is the worst thing that can happen. What my goal is, what I hope we do, is that we inspire other solar companies to be more like us.
Yes.
That way there's a whole slew of companies like that, like us, and no matter what, the homeowners win. As long as everyone goes solar, we win no matter what.
Yeah, I think
1000%.
that brings up a really incredible point. And, there's solar companies that you're starting to see names that are more similar to ours. They're starting to see people post things that look kind of like our YouTube and Instagram and LinkedIn. And we're already having an impact. And those are the people, Trace and I get to see this a lot. People want to work with us. They want to collaborate with us. They want to maybe be powered by Better Earth and keep their solar company. But we're, hit up constantly by people that are like, what are you guys doing? I love this. I love this. I love this. I love this. I want to work for you. We even there's a foreign student. She goes to USC and she can't work yet she doesn't have a social security number yet. And she'll DM me and she's like, I just want to go knock with whoever will let me knock with them. She's getting her master's at USC after going to UCLA. And she's so inspired by us. She just wants to intern for free. She's like, every single knock can be so worthwhile. Like if I can just help one person a week go solar, that's good for my soul. And I'm like, those are the messages that I get to read every day. And that's what powers the brand is the people. We're so people powered. And it's just fun to add in people that care. And it's like every week we get someone new or someone's like, I'm doing a little bit more this week. It's fun. And one of the questions I wanted to kind of ask you guys is, when you guys work with customers like up here in the Bay and you tell them, hey, I work with Better Earth, what do they ask you guys about the name or the logo? What kind of conversations are you guys having now that
Yeah.
Better Earth's becoming synonymous with this industry?
You see it in their face. They don't make a lot of reference to it, but you see it in their face for sure. Where it's a demeanor change for sure. It goes from this is me playing my part as a hard customer to make sure I'm not getting screwed to that's nice. It's that kind of difference.
Yeah.
And I don't know whether it's subconscious or not, but it is cool too that whenever because we always get shopped around, everyone always wants to look at everything before they pull the trigger on something, make sure they're getting the best. But now we are getting picked over just about everybody. It's very, very rare that someone picks someone else over us now, where it didn't used to always be like that when we had the different names. So I think the name helps, and I think just having the best deal, all of it helps, right? They want to work with us, like you're saying.
And we let them know like their environmental impact. We put it right on the proposal, and I always make sure I don't sell that much, but when I go through it, like the first thing when I pull up their like go solo with their panels, I go maxed offset. If we put as many panels on your roof, like look how many trees this is worth. Before I even mess with the the price of the panels or
That's cool.
with the financing, and I just kind of change it for just a second.
Yeah.
And I'm like, if we just loaded your house, it'd be like planting 1,000 trees a month. And they're just like, what are you talking about? And I'm like, or a year, I should say.
Yeah.
And I think that's the cool thing is we're able to show what this really is about. And, that's what makes this so easy for all of us.
Yeah, Ty, even 4 years into this, I still didn't realize how much one house can actually do to offset.
Amazing.
I found this government agency from a customer. Actually, I'm staying in an Airbnb, and then he has a house. We're doing his house, but he worked for a large oil company on their environmental side, and he was doing all this mathematics in his head, figuring out what the carbon offset is. And then I just said, there's probably a site online that we can figure this out. And I knew it was we all know it's really good for the environment to go solar, getting a whole house to go solar. But you're offsetting most houses. About 1,000 acres worth of forest when one house goes solar. Mm-hmm. That's so many trees. That's massive, right? Incredible. And then as one person goes solar, the next person goes solar that much faster. Mm-hmm. So one of the other things too is to actually realize how much power homes use. I remember when I was a little kid, I lived right next to the beach, Pensacola Beach, and I went to this summer camp. It was on the naval base, and people in Florida most people are environmentally friendly. So they had this little bike setup where you'd pedal the bike, and then it would light up a light bulb to show you how much power it takes to light up a light bulb. And you had to pedal that thing pretty hard to get it going. And ever since then, I mean, my parents would always tell me, Andrew, turn off the lights. I'd ask why. They said, because that's wasting electricity. It's bad for the environment. And when I started pedaling on that bike as a little kid, that's when I realized that if we leave all our lights on, if we're not smart with our electricity, all these homes are using a ton of power, and people have no idea. We just take it for granted. The lights always turn on and off. The fans always work. The microwaves always work. But that power is coming from somewhere, and they just strategically put those power plants hundreds of miles away so we don't see what it's doing to our environment. But if you put that thing right in your backyard, you'd probably switch to solar pretty dang quick if you had to choose between having that in your backyard or having a solar system power your house.
1,000%, man.
Yeah. We need to get some bikes that do that. I think that'd be a
I
cool
like that idea.
content commercial too.
You can assist
That's
yourself in the
incredible.
blackout.
I've done the same thing at like a couple different museums as a child. Now remembering that, I think at Epcot they have like a whole slew of those. Yeah.
Nice.
No, that's a very aware thing to,
Especially
think about.
AC.
Yeah, it's crazy.
That's a lot of power.
Cool. So what's next for you guys? We got 6 new, hopefully A players rolling in next week. We want to keep this dynamic, bringing them straight into a 90-day blitz. It's going to be a lot of fun.
You on the same
Yeah, all
couch.
10 are going to be on the couch. JB might be rolling in tonight. I don't know, but this house in this area, Hayward office, we're in the East Bay. Tell us your goals, like short-term goals here. Because Seth we went through a neighborhood on the way to our Airbnb. Like he's got like 8 QLs on this one street. Like it's better Earth. And there's a lot of other houses though. It's gonna be nice to have a big team.
Yeah, we'll have to do a podcast just on the story that day too. How hard he worked to help those people out.
Yeah,
they're loving it now. We just went out to dinner with some of the homeowners he helped out on that day with them and their whole family. It's like we're all friends now. But the goal,
beautiful.
yeah, it is, and the goal of this team, we're the expansion team. I mean, everyone in the company is the expansion team, but like that's really in the forefront of our mind all the time. So that's just in our heads that if it's meant to be for us to push Better Earth forward, it's up to us, 100%. And we treat it like we own the business. This is up to us solely as individuals, but we come together as a team to make it happen. That's the goal.
It's awesome. I mean,
Absolutely.
that's how we look at it too. It's, there's all these, we're from Florida, Kansas, or Maine.
Man.
We're not in any of our hometowns or home states.
Good.
And it's like, if we can't get it done in California and create our 6th office and 7th office and 8th office here and build our team, like our goals of taking over the industry are not going to come to fruition.
Right.
And I think that mindset is what sets you guys apart, and what we're trying to promote to the rest of our team. I mean, that's inspiring for me to, like, that's how Trace and I feel sometimes. It's like, if we're not getting this stuff done, like, who's going to do it? Like, it's all up to us. Like,
Right.
that's all this
100%.
is.
Can't wait on the government to do it.
It's just us.
Can't
Yeah.
wait on anybody to
Can't wait on the homos to do it.
No.
Yeah, we got to do
We
it.
got to do it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Got to go out there and get after it.
Someone's got to save Earth, right?
Got to. It's us.
It's us.
Yeah, we're the better Earthlings,
Better Earthlings.
or Earth FC, whatever we're going to be.
It's exciting and scary all at the same time.
Yeah.
I think that's the one thing. I think that's the one thing that motivates me. You guys were talking about those deals on the street. When I'm knocking, I'm talking to those people. I name drop a lot of times. Because even when we're doing training seminars, I tell these guys, the first 2 are always gonna be the hardest, and a lot of people stop after getting the first 2 doors and they convert to QL. But really, that's when you're supposed to go even harder, because now you have third party validation. And I can tell you, hey, I'm working with your neighbor down the street, and they're going to save X amount per month. Is there a reason why you would just not switch this and it costs you anything? It literally costs you nothing out of pocket. You're already paying for it. And so that's the mindset going into that. And so, those 8 deals, everything like that. And a lot of time, I'm not even talking about solar. I'm talking about the brand that we were just talking about 5 minutes ago. And we do beach cleanups. That's huge. When I'm in an FC, I probably talk about the deal and what they're doing for probably 5 minutes. I talk about finance for maybe 5 minutes. The rest of the time, I'm showing them exactly what it is we're doing, who I am, and what they're getting into. I asked them, I said, would you want to go with a solar company who's looking to, make a check real fast and, that's good? Or are you looking to go with somebody who you're helping build the brand? Go look at our reviews. Our lowest review is a 4-star, and it literally starts off, ain't nobody going to read a 5-star review. That's amazing. So you guys are literally helping us build this. I want you to be on the beach with me next time I'm cleaning it up. I want you to be in the video. You see this drone survey, like this drone of this house? I want your house to be in it. Why can't it? My job is to communicate effectively as possible for you to get this no-brainer deal. The only reason why our reps lose deals is because of lack of communication and leadership executed by us. I tell every guy in my office, if the only reason why we're not successful is because of lack of leadership, and my leadership and all my success is determined by how successful you guys are. Luke, that was expected. And it was expected by Zambo. And that's the mentality in this office. Every guy, it's just like with football, every guy has exactly a position. Every guy knows the play. Who's going to execute it? Who's going to be all in? Who's going to be bought in, sold in, whatever you want to call it? But who's not going to quit? And it's not going to be a guy in his office, because it goes back to the 90-day blitz. We're going to weed you out real fast. It's not that we're trying to hurt anybody's feelings, but it's like, bro, we're not looking for temporary results. We're looking for something that's going to be efficient and effective. And that's exactly what our branding is as well. Better Earth is not just a solar company. Better Earth is cleaning up the beaches. Better Earth is impacting the community. Better Earth is getting ready to go to Mexico on March 20th. You're going to see a lot of videos in Mexico. We're going to be building a house. I mean, it's not Better Earth entirely, but I'm there, so Better Earth is there. We're getting ready to impact the family's whole future dynamic. And that's exactly what we're doing as a team, man. And, that's why I wanted to say this real fast, because if you're 20 years old, you're 22, you're trying to figure out what you're getting into, what you want to do, what you think is important to you, I promise you, when I was 19, the thing I thought that was important to me, if I was going to get this tatted on my chest one time, it doesn't mean nothing to me now. The things you like right now is not going to mean anything to you when you're 30, 40 years old. So when you can get into something like this, and it's going to mean something to you when you are 60, when you are 70, it's important. But it's making sure you're surrounded by the people around you. Like, you two guys, you guys don't sleep. You guys are constantly always doing something. Andrew, Zambetti, Luke, Connor. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, we're all focused on literally 50, 100 year, mission here, and so it's like, I mean, we try to sleep every now and again, but yeah, I mean, we're constantly like what you guys do, what we do. Yeah, it's like we live, eat, breathe it. Like we don't. We were talking to a partner the other day, and he asked us, or a potential partner, and he's like, "So what do you guys do in like your free time?" And like Zane, Tyler, myself, I think Sean was there too. We all like looked around at each other. And we were like, solar?
Solar, I think.
Maybe sometimes we eat.
We do solar. So like we literally couldn't, and it was a little bit of almost like a test because we wanted to see if we were really about what we're doing. I was like we couldn't come up with an answer of what we do for fun because we do this and like I mean, this is the most fun thing I could be doing, and I get to do it, with my best friends. Like I think that's what I always wanted was to find, work-life balance, right? But work and life should, if you're not loving what you're doing every day, you should probably do something else. Yeah. And like we love working, we love grinding, we love that this is part of work.
Out here.
Our dad
still gets on Zoom calls from Florida as he's like helping us strategically figure out when Better Earth Florida's ready, like where to go. But I mean, that's I think what all of us like is like just being able to do something with purpose every day. And we're definitely gonna get you on Seth to talk more about using our content and our videos in with customers. You couldn't make Trace and more us happier that you're closing
we're gonna
deals
do a
and
whole
working with
I saw a
clients.
tear in your eye when you said
Because
that.
showing the golf course video or the beach cleanup, like that's what Better Earth is. That's what we are. And be able to show that before they're even a true client yet, and to make them understand that when they work with you, they're working with all of us, and they become part of that community. Like that's cool.
Yeah, and I tell everybody, I tell them right off the bat, I say, hey, if you're looking for a guy who's just going to get you solar and leave, you probably should go with me because I'm looking for friendships. And you'll see it all over my Instagram if you follow me. It's always going to say friendships last a lot longer than deals. Because if I give you a kick-ass deal, you're going to give me a lot of referrals. It's that simple.
Yeah.
And that's all I give. And I tell that homeowner, we went out to dinner. We had all-you-can-eat crab with a homeowner. That's not from giving them just a deal. That's telling them, hey, I'm here to literally help you impact your life, where you become friends. We were taking shots together. Like, that's my boy now. You know what I'm saying? Like, we were eating crab together and breaking it up. And he told me, he texted me this morning. We hopped on a call. He goes, hey, man, not only did I enjoy last night, but I love how, sometimes when you're with people, you think it could be awkward. You guys just fitted right in. Like, you guys are just like family. And it meant a lot to me, come from Kansas, never doing door-to-door sales again. Before. That's hard. You don't know how to do it. You have to trust the process. And that was the promise, like I keep talking about, is, getting that friendship, him calling me, telling me that. It's good execution.
It's amazing.
And the one thing when I'm recruiting people, like we're getting people from all over the country, like California's not that scary. Like it's just like your hometown or home state. Like these neighborhoods we drive through are just like the ones in Kansas. Yeah. They're just paying way too much for power. Yeah. And that's why we're here as Better Earth. We will be in all these other states. Just here, homeowners are paying way too much, but the people themselves are great. They are just like your neighbors in Kansas and in Florida and in Maine. It's just normal people. California's a normal state. Still America. So it's like when you're scared and you're from New York or Florida and you're like, I don't know, California's expensive. California's so far.
California's the best.
It's one, it's the best, but two, like where can you plug in with 100 like-minded people that are literally going to do everything they can do to help you? Like it's pretty risky to not do this. Like if you have the opportunity where I'm like, hey, we're going to offer you, like if you get to that point, like that's the best thing you could ever hear. Mm-hmm. And we've got some lucky people joining us, and
I wanted to say something on that earlier too, to all the people that are thinking about joining, is that every single day since I've started working like in solar industry, I've never dreaded going to work. And the worst dream that I've ever had since I started in the solar industry, and it was literally a nightmare. I woke up sweating like in the middle of the night. In my dream, I was working at a restaurant, and I just had to wake up and go to work at a restaurant, and I literally woke up sweating because I was like, wow, this is the worst thing that could ever happen to me. Like working a regular job ever again, that's now my nightmare. And this job is, you can just wake up every day, do it. You get to be with your friends all day. It's not even a job. You get to be with your customers all day, which are your friends, and you get to make a good amount doing it and create a living with it. So if anybody is hesitant on coming out, you shouldn't be.
Yeah.
Well, with those beautiful endorsements, I have my video guy saying we got to wrap it up here soon. So go ahead and.
You're doing a great job, by the way, Sufi.
Sufi's crushing it behind the camera.
Been a little bit loud on that ball that you're sitting on. Other than that, you're doing pretty well.
Okay. So, anyways, anybody closing words? Seth, do you want to close it out?
I would just highly suggest to anyone who's young or even older, it doesn't matter your age, man. If you're looking for opportunity, the best thing that I ever did was just take risk. And I've never found taking risks has ever ended in the wrong way. I mean, whatever you're going to do, you're going to fail. So fail big. If you're going to fall forward. Fall forward into your dreams, like fall forward in what you want to do. Fall forward and just keep falling. And just make sure the people around you while you're falling have your back. And I promise you, if you fall into this, you're going to fall into something that's going to be successful. You're going to fall into, your dreams. You're going to fall into everything your ambition. You're going to figure out who you are real fast. And so that would just be my encouragement to anyone. I'm 20 years old. He's 20. He's 20. He's 25. These are young guys. No one over here is, I think, above the age of 40 or 30. So what I'm saying is you're going to be around a bunch of killers. Everyone wants to be successful. So be average around those successful people, and you're going to end up making it pretty damn good.
Yeah, I'll say something, too, since we're talking about people joining the business. Is when I was younger, I always looked for, like I said, the next big thing. And I think part of that was I just expected to get rich quick. There's no such thing. There's just no way. The grass is greener where you water it. There's no substitute for hard work. It's just, if you're going to make it, it's going to be because your value is that much. That's what's going to make you make it. So I would say that to the people that are even inside our company and then outside the company. And then to the customers, just do the right thing for you, do the right thing for the planet. That should be simple enough. And to the people of Better Earth, let's get to work.
Boom.
Absolutely.
Love that. Thanks for hopping on, guys. This has been awesome.
Thank you, man.
Yes, sir.
Another
All right.
installment of Inside Better Earth with some Earthlings. It's a wrap.
Boom. Thanks, guys.
Cool.